One thing I've realized in Ghana is amazing if you have money. If you've got your finances in gear, if you can afford the basic needs, Ghana is an amazing place to live. I've spoken to a lot of people who, you know, Jamaicans who came to Ghana with nothing, and they've built apartments and they've built guest houses. So Ghana, if you have your money, Ghana is an amazing place. But this is the reason why you'll not be able to settle in Ghana. The first reason why a lot of people will not be able to settle in Ghana is the fact that in the beginning, when they got to the West at the beginning, they did not even want to come to Ghana anyway. So I'm watching a lot of videos of people who are newly traveled to the West. So they've gone to UK, they've gone to America. They are like in their first, second year, and they think they've arrived because before they traveled, they were in a lot of hardship. They couldn't get food to eat. Life was so difficult. So now that they are at a place where the lights are on for 24 hours, internet is good, they can afford some chicken, they can afford some sardine, you know, so they think they've arrived. It's not even in their plan to even come back to Ghana or Africa to settle. But we all know that at some point you get used to this lifestyle, that you would yearn that you live in a warm climate, you will yearn that you live at a place where you are respected, you will yearn that you live in Ghana where people you work with really understand you. You will yearn to live at a place where racism isn't a thing. You will yearn to be at a place where you are not always walking on eggshell. You know, there's something, you get used to certain things. Like sometimes you want a certain lifestyle, you want a certain amount of money, and you get that money, you get this affluence, and you are still not happy. That is how traveling abroad is. When you get there, you feel like you've arrived, everything is perfect. You know, you would never want to come to Ghana or Africa, but then later you get hit with certain things and you want to come back. But the problem is you did not make investments, you did not put plans in place to get your money right so that you can come to Ghana and enjoy Ghana the way you should. So the next point is, most of us, our taste has been raised by the Western lifestyle. What do I mean by that? I'm watching a lot of videos of people who traveled abroad like for 3 years. When they were in Ghana, they had nothing. Some of them were sleeping on verandas, some of them were sleeping on sofas. But all of a sudden they come to Ghana and everything is not to their taste. Now they spend lavishly to enjoy life. Even that's why you see a lot of videos where people go like, oh, Ghanaians, how are you able to survive? How are you? Well, how were you able to survive with nothing when you lived in Ghana? So because our taste has gone high, now every little thing about Ghana is inferior to us. But then when we come here, we cannot afford the superior. We can only afford it abroad. So we do not even think of coming to Ghana to settle, because the road all of a sudden is deadly to us. The hospitals are deadly. You remember when you lived in Ghana, you did not even get sick. Now all of a sudden you think everything about Ghana is not good. As soon as the light goes off, you used to live without light for like 2 days. Now as soon as like an hour the light goes off, oh, Ghana is no good. And because of that, you are prioritizing your physical desires to your mental health, your physical desire to the peace of your soul. As I said, I've spoken to a lot of people who settled in Ghana, and they are not living the most fancy life, the most luxurious lives, but they are at peace. That's what they say. So because of these luxury tastes that we've developed living abroad, most of us won't be able to retire in Ghana. For you to enjoy your retirement or even moving to Ghana, as I said earlier, you have to save some money and invest and get streams of income. I was on my flight, I met this woman who lived in America, and I think she developed some neuron disease, and she said it was difficult for her in America, so she came to Ghana because she said over here in Ghana she will be able to get people to assist her. And what she's done is she's built short stay apartments. Some of them, I think she said, is in Botiano or Kokrobite, one of that, and then one of them is in Agyei, and she charges $500 for one night. And you can see that she is living the life, because on that flight she's gone to, so it was a Friday flight, she's gone to America on Wednesday. On Thursday went to the hospital to do her checkup, and then on that Friday she was on the flight. She can afford to do that. That is one good thing. If you get your money in gear, you will be able to afford good healthcare wherever it is. But most of us won't be able to do it because we spend lavishly. I've always said that the Western life is a spending culture. You know, all these Christmas gifts, all these bridal showers, all these baby shower, all these what do we call it, bachelor's party, we inherited it from the West. It is their culture, there's nothing wrong with it, but for us it might not be good, because this is you spending all your money on these things, right? Instead of saving it and increasing your stream of income, investing it and increasing your streams of income. So we are abroad and we want to live as if we are rich, but we are not. So we are getting big cars on finance. We are getting big houses on mortgage, and our direct debit is just stringing us. So throughout the time that you are working, your working days, you are using it to pay debts. And as soon as you get to your old age, then you don't have anything to fall back on. Even how we build our houses, everything, we want to do it as if we've arrived, but we are not rich. So instead of us to live within our means and then creating streams of income, we want to live, you know, the Western lifestyle of spending all the time, Christmas gifts and all these things. And because of that, we will not be able to create streams of income to come to Ghana to come and enjoy. Because if you have streams of income, Ghana is not that expensive. Let me tell you something. We developed a vault in Ghana, and I know in UK it would have cost me £500 solid, but in Ghana it cost me about £30. I know for an average Ghanaian or for a local it will be a lot of money, but if you've been able to put a lot of money aside and you've invested and you have streams of income, it's pretty much not a lot. And another thing is the lifestyle. Like a lot of people who bring their kids to Ghana and they don't want to even shop from the local, you know, markets. They don't want to shop from, how are the locals surviving? That is one thing, because we think the way the locals are surviving, it's not bourgeois enough. So we don't live like that. And that is the reason why when we come to Ghana, we think Ghana is expensive. But if you put your finances in check, you will live a very good life in Ghana. You still think Ghana is not good? These are Ghanaians building these houses. Jesus. Talking about people not being able to build streams of income so that they can come and live their peaceful life in Africa and in Ghana. Not everybody spend their money. Sometimes it is our family demands that also makes it difficult for us to build streams of income so that our life will be, you know, our older life will be smooth in Ghana. What am I saying? So we live in a communal living. It is like that. When you make it in a family, you will have to support the whole family. So if you travel abroad from a humble family, then it is on you to bring the rest up. And sometimes it gets so much. Sometimes the burden on people living abroad is so much. You have to look after all your nephews and nieces. I know people who sisters have got like 6 kids and they have only 2, and they have to look after all the other people's 6 kids on top of their 2 kids. And because of these things, it makes it so difficult to build your own streams of income for your future. And sometimes also organizing money to go and bring people from Africa and bring them to abroad. It's not cheap. You know, paying connection people to bring people abroad is not cheap. And sometimes it costs about 20,000. When they get there, you will have to set them up. So maybe for the first year, they will not be paying rent. You'll be paying their rent. And sometimes too, when you try to take some of the money to pay the loan that you use to bring them abroad, you are seen as the tyrant. You are seen as the bad person, you know, trying to charge your brother, your sister, and bringing them abroad. But paying 20 grand to bring somebody abroad sets you back at least 5 years or maybe 10 years to pay the loan off. If you live abroad and there is a funeral, you pay more. All the time, you pay more. You organize a funeral for the family because you live abroad. And at the back, can say, Abrochifo, yeah, mobile, because we give them the money, but then when they live here, they are the people who enjoy. So this one, I don't really know how to advise it, but that is what I mean. The pressure on people living abroad, because of that, we are not able to plan our future, to get streams of income, to be able to retire in Ghana and enjoy our old life. Another reason why a lot of us will not be able to retire in Ghana and move to Ghana is lack of pension or retirement funds. So a lot of us, you know, a lot of migrants, one, don't work with their own documents, so they are undocumented. So even though they are working, they've been working for years, they are not contributing to any pension fund. So they are working, but they don't have any pension funds. They're actually contributing in somebody else's name. And another thing is, some people have their own documents, but the job that they are doing is not contributing for them. Maybe they pay NI, the NI is okay, but it's not a lot. But instead of them to put aside some money for their own pension or retirement funds, they won't do it. And without that, like if you live in Ghana and you have a pension fund from abroad which pays you dollars or pounds, it's one of the best thing ever happen to you, that can ever happen to you. It's so good if you are getting paid pounds or dollars from your pension funds. But a lot of people, and euros as well, but a lot of people are not thinking about that. So if you can, for you to be able to come and enjoy Ghana, please make sure that you have some pension. If you know that you don't have any pension, you need to start preparing. There are a lot of them online. So, you know, there are a lot of personal ones that you can contribute to. On top of the state pension, you know, you can also do your personal one. So it's something that you can also look into, so that it will make it easy for you to, you know, live and then come and enjoy Ghana, if your soul wishes. The other reason why some of us will not be able to retire in Ghana is due to bad investments. And with this particular point, I want to stress on one bad investment that we do: building big mansions that we only live in once every year. This year, this thing needs to stop. It was something that we all didn't know. You know, we always wanted to build big mansions so that everyone knows that Mickey built this mansion. But at the end of the day, what is the use of that big mansion to Mickey? It took Mickey about 20 years to build a 6-8 bedroom house. And Mickey has got only, you know, is in a family of 4, and they all live abroad. So we built that house, we sink a lot of money into that house, and then we live in Ghana, and then we give it to family, which is not a bad thing. But every time the maintenance, every time something breaks, we put money into that house. Some of us even buy plants, generators, power plants, and then we put it in and we fuel it for our family to live in it, which is not a bad thing. But is this money that you are sinking into this mansion something you could have used to build apartments, 2-3 bedroom apartments, right? And even if your family live in one, you can rent some out. So this is one of the reasons. So please, if you've not built, right, if you've not started building, build something that you can rent out. Even if you don't live in, you can rent them out. So I'm just, with this point, there are other bad investment people make, but this one is avoidable. Let's stop building big mansions and not living in them. I'll show you something. Someone that I know is building this, right? They've lived abroad for some time and they are building this. If you look at this, Aiko,
yes, I was.
If you look at this, so it's got 2 bedrooms that side. So 2-bedroom flats that side, another 1-bedroom that side, right? She and her family can live here and rent this out, or they can live here and rent that out. And she's made it in such a way that she can actually go the next level. This will not take a long time to build, and it won't take a lot of money to build this. And trust me, after that, when someone lives here, they can actually flow the top and then make another one. This will be 4 flats on a half plot. If you have this and you come to Ghana, you can actually rent them out and you can live nice. The next reason why people will not be able to retire in Ghana is because of their kids' education. I've brought my 2 young kids to come and school in Ghana, and I can see that everybody, that's a question they ask me, which is fine. A lot of people want to wait until their kids finish university and then get a job abroad before they come. At that point, they will be very old. You might start having some health issues and you might start getting regular medication, so you will have to stay there to keep the medication going, which is fine. It's very good. We have to make sacrifices for our kids. But I met a wonderful man over here, actually 2 wonderful men or 2 wonderful families over here. One of them is the owner of Asantwa Premier Hotel in Joso area, and Kwamo, actually, yeah, I've got a video with him that I'm going to post. But what he's done is he's brought his 2 kids over here. They've gone through the Ghanaian school system, so they've gone through university primary and then university JSS, and the girl is in St. Louis secondary school, and the boy is actually doing an internship in his father's company, in his father's hotel, and the kid is learning hospitality business through his dad. For me, I think that education is more valuable than an education in Harvard. That's what I mean, because that's what I think. Because you can be, you know, a Harvard graduate, but you wouldn't know how to build a business or how to run a business. This kid is learning from his dad. And I know Mr. Nimu, he brought 6 kids from UK and they live in Ghana. He is educating his kids to do online business, so they have online shops, and that is how he is surviving. And he's actually teaching them how to do it. So all the kids have their online shops. So maybe it's something we can think about. Can we bring our kids and build an empire with them? But you have to start building an empire first. Something for you to think about. The next reason why most of us will not be able to retire in Ghana is the fact that we have health issues and we are on medications. We are on a health checkup regime that we think that when we come to Ghana, we will not be able to get that same service in Ghana. The thing is, most of us wait so long. We give ourselves so many reasons why we are not ready to settle or go to Ghana or come to Ghana. You know, so I know someone who started from Brexit. Oh, as soon as Brexit is done, I'll go home. After Brexit was COVID. as soon as the pandemic was gone, now it's because of the Ukraine-Russian war. And you keep on going because of my kids, because of this. I want to save this amount of money. And living abroad, it's not a bad thing. Living abroad is not a bad thing. But even the vitamin D, we don't get enough vitamin D. I got injured and I was at home for 6 weeks. And I'm not going to lie to you. For that 6 weeks, I'm not even saying 6 weeks, during the whole winter season, I could not see sun. And the type of food that we eat, we still eat some of our Ghanaian food, we still eat the starchy food. The environment is not good for it. And we have a lot of GMO food that we eat abroad, and they all come with health implications. So if you live abroad, chances are you end up with heart diseases and stuff like that. And because of that, it's going to delay. So most of us, it's not our fault. It's just because we have all these heart problems, high blood sugar levels and stuff like that, and it makes it difficult for us to come to Ghana. I don't know, maybe we'll have to change our health regime. We have to do exercises so that we end up come to Ghana with all our strength, so that we can give more to our motherland. So that's one of the reasons why most people will not be able to settle in Ghana. The next reason why some of us will not be able to retire in Ghana is taking risk is just difficult for us. It's not our thing. I was speaking to a guy, so AK series, if you grew up in Ghana and you schooled in Ghana, so he is an author of basic education books. This man is making it big. He's got loads of investments that we were talking about. And one thing that he said was the best thing he did in life was to take a risk and leave the teaching field. So he is basically a teacher. So when he realized that he wasn't enjoying teaching, he took a risk. And I asked him, so what was your fallback plan? He said he did not have any fallback plan. He just decided to leave and be an author of basic education books. And now he is living his best life in Ghana. You cannot achieve anything big. You cannot achieve your destiny, which is a big one, without going through hurdles. And most of us are scared of jumping out of our comfort zone. You know, we are just happy going to work and being paid basic wages. Most of us, within our hearts, we know that we are not living a fulfilled life. We know that we want to be content creators. We know that we want to be documentary filmmakers. We know that we want to be entrepreneurs in Ghana. But we are scared. What if? What if? Until we are able to conquer that fear, we will just live abroad in the West, which might be a mediocre life for us. So it's because of that. That is why most of us will not be able to settle in Ghana. Another reason why I think most people are also stuck and won't be able to retire in Ghana is the inability to convince your partners, your wife, your husband, or even your kids. So you have one person who is ready to do it. They have a plan. They are resilient. They will be able, they are patient. They will be able to hack it and get the dream, build a dream in Ghana or in Africa. But their partners don't want to. And you cannot force your partners. And maybe your kids, they don't want to. So that is another reason it will be difficult. And some of us, it's our fault, especially with the kids. Some of us, it's our fault. When the kids were young, we used to tell them that, oh, if you don't listen to me, I'll take you to Ghana. Or eat this food, because there are people in Ghana who cannot afford to eat this food. And you make it look like it's all doom and gloom in Ghana. And now you actually want to bring them. It's still written in their head that Ghana is, they associate Ghana to suffering, you know, to difficulties, to dreams being killed. So now you want them to come with you? They don't want to. And unfortunately, sometimes it makes it difficult. You have to stay with your family. So that is another reason why some people will not be able to come to Ghana. The final reason why people will not be able to relocate to Ghana is they just don't want to do it. The same way not everybody wants to get married, the same way not everybody wants to have kids, the same way not everybody wants to start a business. It's just the same way that not everybody wants to settle in Africa or in Ghana. But if it is like that for you, then I will advise you, invest in Africa somehow, because it is booming and you don't want to get left behind. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it. Please subscribe to come on my journey of experience. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.